You, Brisanna, are wandering in the desert. The winds have slowly started picking up, and the hot
Mmm.
sun that was in the sky before has become covered by clouds.
Man, it's fucking windy.
There are cliff walls to your right, tall, very tall, red and orange stone caves indents here and there. The wind is covering up any words you say and is taking it far, far away. You can barely hear yourself think at
She
this
spits
point.
out some sand.
Yeah, you are not dressed at all for this weather. You've met like a couple people here and there. The people normally here are dressed in are dressed in lighter colors. Normally they have something over their face,
Yeah.
nose and mouth to keep the sand out. Normally long
She
stuff.
takes off one of her shirts and wraps it around her face.
Very smart. Otherwise, you'd be choking on sand. But you see in the distance, the wind starts to pick up sand even more, and it's blowing, and it's getting it's starting to hurt a little bit, like the sand. The wind is
What in the Danier living hell is this?
you are alone, and your sight is slowly decreasing until all you can really see is the walls to your right and sandstone.
She pushes her way through to the closest enclave.
Oi! What are you doing? Get
Looks
in here!
around.
In the distance, you can't really see anything from so far away. There is a small figure from like tucked inside the little crevice.
Are you a sand person?
You're gonna get killed in a sandstorm. Get over here!
Moves closer.
Yeah, you see a halfling that you now know is a halfling. Congratulations, achievement unlocked. Wearing a handkerchief, these like safety goggles, but they're tinted safety goggles, and this long like poncho outfit with the hood over. So there's literally no details made out on the face. Gloves, long pants with like bandages going down the leg. Choosing the first thing you probably notice after the halfling thing, two canes that are stretched out. The bottoms are flat to find better purchase in the sand. He'll like gesture for you to join him deeper in
Yeah.
the cave.
Do you go in to the cave?
Yes.
You do. The sound of the wind decreases as you go in, muted by the cave. It's red sandstone. It's rough to the touch. You would pay special attention to the rocks around here, I'm sure. But it is protected.
Um, Persona takes out a lampus stone.
Uh-huh. Would you like to describe this stone?
Yes, a lampus stone. It looks like a normal sandstone until it's complete darkness, which I assume the cave pretty much is, aside from the fire in the distance.
Yes.
And it glows a silvery color for about 10 feet.
Neat trick.
It's natural.
Fascinating. I'll sort of like how his head to stare at it.
It's just a native stone.
I can see that. It's not amber, I can tell from here.
No, it's redstone, but it's actually called a lampus stone because it glows in the dark.
Does it have any other uses?
Not that I know of. I just found this one.
Interesting. And I'll, like, sit
I also
back
have a
into
bigger
his
one.
bed more. Well, best get rest. The storm's probably passing in an hour or two.
Sure. What's your name?
You first.
Uh, what if we say it at the same time?
Sure, count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
3. Fuck you.
Will.
So, Will, what are you doing out here?
Headed to the next town.
Hmm.
What are you doing out there? You're going to get yourself killed.
I was walking.
In this weather? You noticeable.
Yeah?
Right. If the wind picks up, find shelter.
Usually that means snow.
Here it means sand.
Hmm.
Anyway, and there's like a fire going already in the background. Come sit. It's only last an hour or two. Pull off the safety goggles, pull the mask down, the hood, wear behind. Since we're no longer in the sand, I do not have to worry about getting sandburn.
That's a thing? She says, taking off hers and clearly has it.
And he'll like tug around his pack. There's like clinking sound. Take this. And like toss a potion over to you.
Why? What is
Yellowy,
it?
opaque in color. It will get rid of those.
Rid of what?
You
The
have a cup.
sunburns on your face. They're hurting a while.
Oh. Guess I don't really notice until I look in a mirror.
Pull out a mirror. Like a little compact one. Put back. Gonna drink it? No.
She drinks it.
Immediately, the sandburns you had, they were like vaguely starting to hurt. Like now that it was brought to your attention, it was kind of starting to hurt. But you feel like this rush of,
Feels like a coolant.
yeah.
Someone put an ice pack to your face, and it slowly is getting rid of the heat that's forming from the burn. And when she's done drinking, I'll like grab the potion bottle back and take a little bit of water and put it into the potion bottle, swirl it around, and then dump it out before putting it back in the bag.
So
Well.
you recycle?
It's a glass bottle. You don't throw a glass bottle away. Do you?
Most things get thrown away, not gonna lie. But then again, people just conjure them up again.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just waste. And that, for like a lot of things.
Not really. It disappears.
Must be a conjure thing then. Yeah.
Most
Just
things
put it
probably
in.
are, not gonna lie.
They're not in use. And I'll, like, look her up and down, because from, like, far distance, I just thought she was an elf, like a normal high elf or wood elf from the fucking distance. And then
So
I'm like,
either she got really sunburnt, or
where are you from?
the fire. Is it not? Well, I guess it's not obvious if people haven't seen a lantern before. But yes.
Well, you could be a sunburnt wood elf. No one ever knows. It's a different poultice. So, that's...
Oh, wood elves made out of wood.
No. They live in the forests.
Oh. So why aren't they called woods elf? Like at the S?
Because it's
that's
easier
where
to
they
say
live.
wood. It's easier to say wood. It's less syllables.
Or elves of wood.
It's more catchy. Again, that's one more syllable. Wood elf. Not elves of wood. That's a lot more syllables.
Clear up a lot of confusion.
For you, maybe. The rest of us is fairly self-explanatory. What are you called?
A lantern.
Is that self-explanatory?
Actually, no, but no Fey species is.
Well, we just went on a minute conversation about the sensibility of wood elves. Maybe you not want to talk. At least our names are very matter of fact.
Halflings?
Yeah.
Halflings are very matter of fact.
Yeah.
Centaurs are very matter of fact. If you know Latin.
Most people don't know that.
Hmm.
Most people know what halfling means in any language. It's fairly self-explanatory. Unlike some other small folk.
There are other small folk?
Of course, you've never heard of the gnomes.
She makes the face. I don't think so.
You've How long have you been in school? On this continent? How long have you been here? They're sort of ubiquitous.
She bites her tongue and counts her fingers. 4 months, and 2 of those have been wandering the desert.
Okay, so they're like an empire, basically. They're not great. They're trying to conquer everything.
That's not good.
Yeah. They've not made a lot of progress here. I mean, you have to get through the Icelands first, and you're not doing that.
So no.
And then you have the desert, which is not happening either. So it's an Iceland, then a desert. Basically, a standing army would get completely decimated. Whatever. I mean, you could also go in the forests, but there's a lot of poisonous things in there. So it's really
honestly just sounds like a mix of my home, not gonna lie.
It's really just a roulette of how fast do you want your army to die.
That's a normal week.
Hmm. Do you have a lot of armies then?
Hmm?
A lot of infighting armies?
Oh, no. It's not to my knowledge, at least. Then again, I don't live in a big city. We don't really fight. But we do have a lot of traveling obstacles.
Very specific.
Mostly comes to whoever is the reigning queen at the moment, and whether or not they decide to switch out during the middle of the day.
Yeah. Anyway.
Or there's a magical beast. Huh?
We haven't introduced ourselves yet.
Oh,
Before
sorry.
we start rambling. I figured.
Yeah, sorry.
The necessary exchange. No, that's like on both of us. Don't apologise.
Most people
kind of just jumped into it.
Yeah, and most people don't really introduce themselves to me. The last lady I talked to just shut the shop down when I asked.
Where were you?
At the port?
What port?
Cowport?
Oh, Arlium, yeah. You talked to a merchant?
Yes.
In a shady alleyway?
Yes?
They're probably a criminal. You're not going to get a name out of criminal. And probably got scammed.
But she was nice.
A lot of criminals seem nice.
She was selling stones.
Oh no. What stone?
Well, there were many varieties, but the one that I traded for was a spire stone.
Spire stone? Is that the cheap stuff used in weapon making?
Probably. I just thought it was pretty.
It's very pretty. It's like shiny rainbow, right?
Yes. She takes it out.
Yeah, how much did you buy it for?
Well, she paid me 5 gold for berry dust, which is a stone I had, and then she asked if I wanted that, and I said yes. And so she said it's worth 3 gold, so I gave her 3 gold back.
You paid 3 gold for that stone? That's worth copper, my friend.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, it's very pretty. We don't really use money in the fire.
What do you use then? Do you use bartering?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Gold is rather cheap.
then that would be gold. That rock would be worth gold in your land then, if it's rather cheap.
I still think that's a fair trade. It's about the same size.
They're not the same value though.
The value matters to the hut. That's what my grandmother says.
Yeah, how much gold do you have in your pocket right now?
20.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you can't even afford, like, a week at an inn, can you?
What's an inn?
Oh, yeah. You're not gonna have a lot of that money very quickly in school.
Hmm.
And
I've mostly been camping.
Yeah, we use money here to, get food and things. If you go into a town. So I'm curious how you survived this long. You've been camping, you say, and this is the first sandstorm you've come across.
Yes.
I know. I can't tell if you're lucky or.
Well, I mostly
Probably.
camp in, like, cooks and nannies, if you will.
That's better.
So I guess there's a chance that some storms have happened before, and I just happened to walk across one this time.
Well,
Just didn't notice the previous times.
what brought a lass like you all the way down from a fight here? It's a long way to go.
Well, I guess I just wanted to get out of the tiny village.
Yeah, these are places to go if you just want to get out of the village.
I thought that there was another continent.
They're definitely. Have you not got on the map?
I've
Three
seen the
in
map
Arvium, they
once.
cost gold in Zabul.
I've seen the map before.
Okay, I'll take out one of my copies of the map.
The standard issue maps that everyone here
one of the
can
the
get.
more recent ones because of the war with the canal that's been going on. So we get updates every 2 weeks of like where the border's at right now. I just got
also a lot of money.
So that's free. Anyway, so the fire up here,
Yes.
a brim down here.
Yes, I know. I took a boat.
All these continents over here.
Kinda had an idea of them. But then again, most of our maps at home are either cursed or currently being drawn.
Your continent is Ethoria. This one is Creus. The one we're on is Abraeon. This little island is Promethean, and then that name's smudged from Link. Get a name to get a new map. Lost something. Who knows?
Lost. Lost Isles, yes?
Yes, that. Do you have a map on you?
Oh no, I just remember.
From the one glance got the map. It's an impressive memory.
I guess. I mean, I get lost rather easily. I just remember.
I'll throw more kindling into the fire so it keeps going. I nudge a jar into the sand so I can collect some plants from underneath the sand pile that go swimming in the sand. Sailing. My little jar out there.
A lot of seeds and stuff will drift along in sandstorms and roll down things until they hit the cliffs and stuff. then they'll roost there.
You know, I think I mostly remember the Lost Isles because there was a story I heard on the way here.
Oh.
Yes. It was mostly just about huge waves and being very difficult to get to.
It's true. Lost Isles are
Apparently
like
there's lost
in the
treasure there.
sky, right? They're like the floating islands.
It is floating islands, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get that if you can't, fly.
It also has massive waves around it at all times due to the weird moons.
It's basically a natural disaster, council meeting where they all come into the same place and like, well, what's your yearly quota? What's been going on with you?
That's just an
Hurricanes,
everyday meeting
tornadoes.
at home, not gonna lie.
You ever watched natural disasters where you from?
Well, if the queens don't switch out quick enough, yes. Or if they switch out too quickly.
How do you survive? Luck?
Magic? She shrugs. Although I get the feeling, well, yeah, it is mostly magic, but it's also a mix of architecture within it. Our buildings are designed to accommodate and tolerate the switching seasons.
If you said conjured items were common, I imagine magic is more prevalent in your land than it is in ours.
It's not common here.
No. You go to specialized training, you turn into a monster, or, you probably die. Magic's not well respected here, There's some problems with it.
Like what?
Like it coming from eldritch monsters?
The entities that create the unwanteds.
If that's what you call them, sure. Don't think we really have a unified term. It's just, those bastards over there.
Mm. Well, I see that, but I mean the others. Are people not able to control their magic?
I mean, of course they are, but people are superstitious. Arvium has a school in the capital for magic training, but it's more specialised in use. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a druid now and then to help with farming.
So, people are cautious around people with magic.
People are cautious around most other people, yes. Magic or no, but magic especially.
Hmm.
You have to work for that reputation.
And druids aren't common?
Not in Sabul. In Arvium they're a little more common, but again, they're still rare. You're not going to see a magic user bouncing from town to town without getting paid a lot of gold, and most small towns don't have that money.
Hmm.
I mean, the most common you'll find in Arvium is the rare alchemist too.
Well, now things aren't making sense.
The things you've told me about your place, where it's filled with natural disasters, horror shows, and lots of other things,
It was all rather lovely.
It also doesn't make sense, but
I mean,
well, it
people
depends
are
on where you
nice.
are. No, Brion, for it to be rather lovely.
Hmm. But I thought druids were common.
No, you're not going to find a lot of magic school users just rolling around. I think honestly the most common would be bards. They can get away with it.
So, druids are not in Orel?
Not commonly. They exist. People know about them. But I wouldn't say many people loved to go into magical pursuits.
Hmm.
In most places. Depends on where you are, obviously. This is an overgeneralization.
Interesting.
Oh, anyway, I think I'm gonna get a quick nap in before storm clears up. Like it's already clear up.
Yeah.
And will like immediately like turn over to his like bedroll and turn away. Minorly snore. Very minorly.
And you are left alone well, not alone. The only one
yeah.
awake in this cavern you found yourself in. The wind's blowing around the corner because you've managed to find yourself a little corner to hide behind. Without it, it'd be a little bit of a struggle. And with the fire slowly dying out.
Should add some more kindling so it doesn't get cold.
Your light stone glows faintly because it's not nearly as dark.
No druid, well, little druids, and a row. Curious. Most would be known, so it shouldn't be too hard to find her then.
Will, you have just gotten done with a job. You are going down this very rickety, very dangerous seeming elevator down the side of the
I'm pulling a rope
cliff
back
edge.
to me because I attached a rope to my crossbow bolt when we were fighting some flying monster because I don't want to lose it. Those things are expensive. So I'm reeling back in one of the crossbow bolts.
There was an amphitos that had killed its rider that you had helped chase down and slay.
And then there was a case of classic animal abuse, so I don't really feel bad for the guy that got killed. So
yeah, classic, pretty common here.
I mean, maybe I killed that beast, but we don't know, right? I was just a crossbow bolt.
You hear the
Which beast was killed?
You
Exactly.
hear the boom, 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 boom as it settles at the bottom, and you step out into the city of Melosia. You can hear the winds echoing off the walls, making this almost eerie melody of sorts. The weird shape of the caves and the edge of the cliff
Weird
has
melodies never mean anything good for me. Okay, he's getting murdered. Which one of you is dying? He's like looking over the crowd in his thoughts and like looking for someone to get fucking shot or something, because like this is exactly the tune of Will's life, of where something ominous happens and then someone gets a crime happens to them. He's like keeping a careful eye on his surroundings as he wanders to find the nearest like tavern inn situation.
You are following along the edge of the cliff where normally all of the inns and houses are. You find one inn, it's full. There's another inn that you go up to that looks like pretty empty, probably good. The Sandstone Inn.
When I just went to a full one, and then I went to the one next door, and it's completely empty, I'm concerned. I'm like, well, this is a SpongeBob situation. One business is doing way better than the other. What's happening there?
There's a little ting, 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 ting as you enter into the inn.
And like my 4 footsteps, like the metal clang, and then like the 2 softer thumps as I walk. Weird with it rhythm. Occasionally I have to stop and like refiddle. Depending on if there's a stair in my way, I have to change the size of the cane.
You see at the front desk there is a Wanti lady standing there, just like reading a book. She looks up when the chimes sound.
Misses me completely.
Yeah, just like looks up.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there.
Yeah, that's happened to me a lot. Don't worry about it. How much is a room?
I'm sorry, our rooms are full currently.
Brisanna comes walking out with a pile of warm towels to go deliver.
I look around at the dead bar and I feel like I'm being punked.
Thank you, Bree. Can you put those downstairs for me?
Oh, yes. Oh, hi, Will.
This place has it's been like 3 months, so. Oh. Suppose I'll find another place then. Pleasure.
Good luck. Be careful. I hear there's a sandstorm coming soon.
Of course there is.
At this point, was like, there's tiny holes everywhere. All of them I fit into. Fuck you.
But you go outside to look for another place.
At this point, Will's like, what you want to bet? The hole's more pleasant than any place I find in this town. Good money. Good money.
The lady
So I'm
at the
scouting holes now. I'm like,
any hole big enough to hold someone slightly bigger than a halfling has been taken, is either used to store something or has become a house.
well, it's just used to store something. I push the stuff door in the back, and I hop in because ain't nobody renting this place. This ain't legal.
Brisanna walks outside, spots you in the wall, and pinches her nose. I have an extra bed if you want to come in.
I sleep in a lot of caves, so this isn't like much of a downgrade.
Well, have fun getting sand in your eyes and whatever else.
I put the goggles on. That's a you problem, not a me problem.
Your ears are still uncovered.
I have a hood. You're the one standing without any cover. I'm in a hole.
I'm the one who has a bed. And a free one if you want it.
Just got here sooner than me?
Well, I've been here for a couple months.
Just in the down? Seems boring.
Yeah, I've been helping out.
I can't really stay in one place.
Well, that's boring.
Well, what do you want in return if I'm staying in your room? At this point, I have all the gear on, so there's no skin showing. It's just my face poking out of this hole, so I look like a monster. I look very creepy right now.
I guess just company? I don't really want anything from you. People usually ask that.
Do people usually ask that?
Yes.
Well, normally people don't give things out for free. And he'll like hop out of the hole and he'll slide whoever's coin purse this is with them because he's like, I want more money anyway. Just in case she changes her mind and I have to pay her money after. I'll take some coin that's not mine. I won't take all of it. I'll just take like 2 silver from it.
Yeah, you find like in the cracks in between like 2 crates, you can sneak out like 1 or 2 silver from there.
Yeah,
I mean, if you'd like to help tomorrow morning.
Help with what?
Just daily chores. That's how I'm paying, apparently. I'm just helping Miss Sosa.
No, I have plenty of money.
Well, you don't have to be paid.
I'm already
You're staying in the room.
Technically, I'm already working. Am I always working? Do I have breaks? Do I get paid? This is things for the inspector.
She holds open the door. Are you coming in or not?
I hopped out of the hole for this. That's an implicit yes.
Stop rambling and getting sand up your ass.
I'm not. I have this coated and I like flick it, all the sand immediately flies off of me.
I've been
a scientist before.
A what?
Oh, a scientist, an alchemist, an herbalist, an investigator, a forensic investigator, technically.
I've only heard of a couple of those things.
Great. I'll walk in. Thank you
The
for letting room.
Oh, you have returned.
Uh, yes.
She has a bed.
Yeah.
Oh, how nice. Well,
Is there anything else you need me to do before I turn in?
enjoy. Oh, yes. I need more water. Could you go down the hallway? It's a bit of a walk into the labyrinth,
Oh,
but
no worries.
there's a little spring down there you can go to. If you could get me a couple barrels of water, that would be lovely.
Will do.
Only for help. Well,
Yes.
if that's alright with you, I'll look at Auntie.
Yes, that's fine.
I'll go after her.
You go into the back rooms, and then there's a door in the back rooms that you have to unlock. There's like 3 different locks. You have the keys for
You have
all
the
of them,
keys.
which goes into this like roughly carved looking tunnel, which just seems to wind around. You guys go in it. There's arrows and stuff marked to the nearest spring. Most of the springs in Seoul are inside of the caves, and especially in this area in the labyrinths. You eventually find your way to this more open cave where there is a pool of water and a little spring going into it, and some empty barrels on the side for you to fill somehow and get it back. There's also a cart.
Yeah, I'll take the cart because no way I'm lifting a barrel to save my life, especially because they're like my height. So
Brisanna just lifts it up with one hand.
honestly, it's probably a struggle to push a cart too, because I have to walk with a cane. So it's like push, snap, snap, push. Honestly, most of the time, a person will just kick it super far and straight in front of him, and then walk after it.
Or you could just give it one big good push and walk after it.
I have one good limb, and it's not my arms.
The caves are way too windy for you to give one good push. You have to like sometimes adjust
Yeah,
it.
no, that's why I said a couple kicks at a time. Not one, dude. Just do some straight shots.
You want to ride the cart back? It'll be really fun.
You're doing a chore.
You can have fun while doing chores. Should have saved me last night when I had to scrub the floors.
Fascinating.
It's like ice skating, but on sponges.
You're going to get hit and cut open a gash in your head and have to get stitches.
I move all the sharp objects out of the way first. I'm not an idiot.
It's blunt objects you have to worry about.
Even so, all the tables are stacked up. And the chairs.
If you hit your head on the floor, there's a like he'll open a book at his side. The mathematical percentage of you getting a concussion from slipping on sponge to what type of floor?
Wood.
Flip some more. 65%.
I have a very strong skull.
Still. You should be careful.
Okay. But there's no fun without danger. Some level.
Some level. Yeah.
I mean, there's a good level of danger down here. Could get lost.
There's arrows on the wall.
You can still get lost.
You'd have to do that.
You guys notice that there are like arrows from other places of different colors from presumably other houses, because they have to share
a colored system. It's so organized.
I mean, if you're colorblind.
I guess if you're colorblind. Look at the wall and see if there's any like marks to distinguish these things, so that if they do help with people who are colorblind, because that could be like up to 50% of the population.
I mean, like, they're differently shaped arrows, and sometimes they're like carved in, sometimes they're doing with like a chalk-like material.
Well, the shape and the material might have to differentiate.
Not if you're not paying attention.
Well, if you're not paying attention, that is how you get lost.
See? So there is some level of danger.
Yeah, but then that's purposeful. That's a
Not
decision.
entirely.
I mean,
Because sometimes you could be distracted.
Unless you're getting chased by a murderous monster, there should be no reason you're not following the correct arrow.
You're no fun with hypotheticals.
I'm answering this logically. This is a hypothetical situation that has a real life context to.
The point is, these are catacombs.
There are
You
plenty
can
of
still get lost. Some of
yeah.
these passageways are not locked.
I'm sure there are plenty of monsters down here anyway.
Just as you say that, you get to the door back to the inn.
There's an alligator down here.
Only an alligator?
Just the one I've seen.
There's probably some scarier stuff down here, and I'll open the door.
I call her Abby.
Yeah, and I'll set the water barrels down, and then I'll quickly go back and drop the cart off back at the spring.
Yeah.
Bree picks up the other barrel with the other arm and takes them to the front.
Yeah. You set them in the front where all the barrels normally are. You know that this water is normally used for like drinking, when people pay extra for baths and stuff. Water is pretty rare here and pretty hard to come across.
Yeah. I'm looking at the arrows to see if I see any shapes that would be disconcerting. Just
Perhaps like
passing
a smiley face?
many things. So is that perception?
What is, yes, perception. That is in fact what that is.
18.
You are looking for any familiar shapes. You get back completely to the water, and then you notice that there's a little path beyond it, and carved right under the arrow, real small, is what looks to be this W shape in a circle.
You can private chat me which one that is.
And it seems to be pointing
I
deeper
will
into
wrinkle my nose distinctly, like I tasted something like awful. So don't do it. Don't vandalize. Don't vandalize public property. Don't vandalize public property. But I will make a mental note of that, because I'll do a thorough investigation later and turn on my heels and go back.
You go back. The arrows are thankfully very easy to tell apart, and you make your way back into the lovely.
I hope with my passive perception I wouldn't even necessarily need the arrows.
No. You see that it is like the suns are starting to set. It is getting darker. It's like still popular. Like there's still a lot of people around. Normally people don't sleep until later in the night, 11 p.m.-ish. But you've had a long couple of days, especially since you're used to actually sleeping full 8 hours instead of 4 hours, be awake, 4 hours, be awake, as is normal here. So
We've both been here for like 4 months.
yeah.
There's some level of adjustment. Still have trouble sleeping though. Mostly because I am trying to find the best time to go back to that arrow with the crown on it. With all the squiggly on it. So I'm scribbling stuff into a big book.
Sana looks over.
There's a picture of the squiggly marks with a circle around it. And there's writing in a language you don't know.
Are you a writer?
Oh, I'm kind of. It depends on how you look at it. It's a textbook for herbalism. Among other things. For educational purposes.
So, you're a herbologist?
In some fashions. It's not my primary income, but I have the training. What about you? Do you have any hobbies? Besides rock collecting, right?
Like, she was halfway picking up her bag of rocks and sets it back down.
I suppose we have something in common there, and I collect rare plants.
I mean, I guess I write to a pen pal.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever had one of those. What's it like?
At first it was strange, because we didn't mean to write each other.
That does seem strange. How do you... Is there a courier accident? Or is it magic related?
Magic related.
Okay.
But when your grandparents own a magical found shop, if you will, you find a lot of weird things.
That's lovely. I think little thrift store of magical things. My parents just ran a farm. Not really that interesting.
Farms are plenty of interesting.
I very much disagree with you as someone who lived there.
Our resident farmer is very interesting.
Maybe yours is, but remember, we don't do magic stuff. It's just normal farming.
He doesn't do magic either.
Yes. How is he interesting then?
He's old and he sings a song.
It's because he doesn't do magic. That'd be interesting. Based on magic and you don't do magic.
I mean, he doesn't use magic, but he is old and he sings a song about his animals whenever he works.
Well, we don't have any bards, so...
Well, he's not a bard, he just does it.
Hmm.
Don't me, he just does it.
It just doesn't seem that interesting to me. And I live on a
Plenty
farm.
of interesting.
A
There's even a fun
community.
little dance for it.
Not our farms, then.
Hmm. I mean, the chickens are always fun.
You're going to eat them. You're going to butcher them and eat them.
But they're
There's no
fun
point in
to...
getting attached.
Well, yes. But they're fun to chase.
I don't define corralling an animal to a cruel fate of which you've raised it for that fun. Maybe that's just me
Has
though.
anyone ever told you you're very dour?
Yeah, I've gotten that before. A lot, actually. I'm very literal.
I've noticed.
Yes.
Very logical.
Yes.
You use one side of your brain and not the other very often.
That's not true. That's just not true. You have to use all of your brain or you die.
You know what I mean.
No, I don't.
There's the logic side and then there's the creative side.
Alright.
You've never heard of that?
I'm very creative. I'm writing a book about plants.
That is factually based.
Yeah, but that's still awesome. That's
It
creative.
is awesome.
Like, you have to be creative to do such a pursuit. And I think I'm pretty creative. Good at visualizing things.
Hmm.
Draw the arrow above the symbol
Yeah.
and close the book.
I guess you're right in that sense. But I mean, you're more. At least from what I've seen.
Literal, yes.
Yes.
Serious is perhaps the word you're looking for?
Is that the word in Sabish?
Perhaps. I don't know what word exactly you were looking for.
Said something in Fayan.
I don't know that language.
It's the equivalent of serious. Yep. I think that might be the word I was looking for.
Well, so it's in the nature of my job. Not a lot of brevity.
Investigator?
Forensic, yes.
And that has to do with crime and dead bodies, yeah?
Yes. Or torture or murder or disappearances or petty theft. Petty theft's much nicer than all the other ones.
I guess.
It is.
I mean, it sounds better, but still bad.
mean, not normally. Normally for petty theft, it's just like, oh, that was sad. Sure, keep it. I won't tell anyone. Bye. Take some gold. Stop stealing. Good luck. I'll put in a good word for you. That's normally petty theft, unless there's the one time where it was a petty theft case, but it connected back to a murder case. It was interesting.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. The case of missing fireworks.
She makes a face at that.
They blew someone up.
That's what I was afraid of. Oof.
Yeah. Like I said, not a lot of humour in what I do.
I've seen someone shoot off fireworks from themselves.
Fireworks are usually pretty when they're not hurting anyone.
It was directed at a person.
Oh, that's not pretty.
It wasn't.
I said, fireworks are pretty when they're not hurting anyone.
You know, I'm always afraid they'll hit birds.
That is the least of your concerns. With fireworks, there's so many other hazards. Like
sure
accidentally starting a fire and murdering everybody in the vicinity.
But then the Rain Queen just comes along. And
There's
takes the
no
burn for
Rain
that.
Queen!
You still use her months.
Is there a Rain Queen here? In Sabul? Or
I
are
don't
we?
know. You tell me. I'm not from here.
The answer is no. Have you ever seen it rain in Sabul?
Well, how can a fire start on sand?
You see there's a lot of dry dust here and plant matter, you know, cacti, that sort of thing. It's not easily spreadable on sand, that's not the place you're worried about. You're worried of a place in a drought.
So
Dry, hot places.
then why are fireworks legal in a dry-ass place?
They're not.
Then why are they here?
Because people do illegal things all the time.
Well, then that's stupid.
Well, I wouldn't be paid if there wasn't. Be out of a job.
I just think it should not be allowed here.
It isn't. Again.
But it's still here.
Yes, because there's no omnipresent force unless you're looking for something really bad.
Are there not, like, checks?
I'm sure there are, but there are plenty of ways to get around search. I mean, coming in through an obscure location, hiding it. There's plenty of ways.
How do you hide
Taking
a
off the top.
firework?
Fake bag, I imagine.
If it gets hot enough, it just goes off by itself.
I never said they were smart.
Which is why it's stupid.
It depends how much gold they're getting paid to smuggle it. If they're getting 1,000 gold per firework, you just watch the weather and make sure it's not hot.
You just watch the weather and make sure it's not hot in the desert.
Not hot enough to set off a firework. Most checks would be,
In a desert
right
with-
next to civilization.
In the
And deserts, in
desert
fact,
with-
get quite cool at night. So all you'd have to do is store them at night, or store them during the day, store them in a cool place, then travel at night. Easy.
So how long have you been in herbology?
Biologist?
Mhm.
It's a great question. Let me just math. 10 years? Maybe 10? A little more, probably.
How old are you?
21. I started being an apprentice when I was little. If you can round to not elf years, how old are you?
Not in elf years?
Yeah, just tell me the age. I can probably do the math for you.
I mean, I can tell you the math.
Yeah.
I suppose 26. 7, maybe?
We're not that far apart than in species age, I suppose.
I guess. So, do you have like a job here?
I was
Or did you have a job?
I was escorting a man down the mountain. I was trying to track down an animal that killed its companion. And usually work finds me, and I have to do a lot of work to find it. I mean, in places dry, suitable with a lot of people connected to certain entities, conflict is high. And crime is plenty.
Well, this sounds at least pretty quiet from what I've seen.
You jinxed it.
Jinx what?
Someone's going to die in the sandstorm now. I walk out of town and I'm going to be on the streets. Dramatically placed.
What are you talking about?
You can't say something's not going to happen.
I just said this place is pretty quiet.
And now it's not going to be quiet. There's going to be crime.
You're very paranoid.
That's not the thing. It just happens. It's a fact. You jinxed it.
You jinxed.
Yes.
You jinxed it, yes.
It follows me around. Yes.
Well, as long as it doesn't touch this inn.
No, don't specify. Don't specify.
As long as it doesn't touch our competitors' inn.
Now they know it. Just don't.
Look, Miss Arsa has been through a lot. I really hate to see her whole life get turned upside down.
I would hate to see that in anyone. Yes. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Misfortune often follows those most worthy of it.
What does that mean?
It means those who, are good, bad things will likely happen to them. Those who are bad will usually have good things happen to them.
No, I don't think that's pretty accurate.
Not fair. I think it's fairly accurate. I've seen a lot of criminals get off. They had lots of money. I've seen lots of people lots of unfair things in the world. It's just a fact. Life, unfair things happen. Maybe not as a rule, but they do happen.
Of course they happen. There's always the realm of possibility happening to both.
Of course. But those who are bad are willing to do anything to get good things. Those who are good won't fight the bad to stay good. You know? I don't know if that makes sense. I'm a little tired. I think I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah. Just for a record, it doesn't make sense. Then she turns off the light.
Bree, you are traveling through the sands once again, as before. There's no sight of sandstorms. You know what sandstorms look like at this point. You have just arrived at a new cliff face at a town you know is named Amphitos. In the sky, you can see many amphitheaters just flying around. A couple of them have people on them. Some of them are following with people on them. And you see on top of the cliff, just look up at the top, there's pens and stuff where they're kept, trained and raised, and you are looking for a place to stay the night.
I would like to know, Bree is in a whole nother set of clothing right now. One that's are a little bit more suited to this area.
Longer clothes, lighter colors, more coverings and stuff.
Yeah, she's basically wearing a long gown, but simple gown. And
Yeah, it's nice. The
yeah,
wind, the sand just like goes off. It doesn't stick in like your socks or anything
yeah.
anymore. Like this was a good
Bree
purchase.
does not wear socks.
It's a purchase if you purchased it. It's a good purchase if you purchased it.
Yeah.
You see lights in the distance out of a couple. Like there's a house, actually, not just a cliff face here, and a couple of tents around the outside area. You know that the tents are common for when you're not living in cave houses or you're not rich. Yeah. What would you like to do?
She makes her way over there.
Um, you hear music being played as you get closer. It's very lovely. You see in the distance there's like a lot of people out and about. It's late. It's like dark out. It's getting cold. Good thing about wearing long things is it keeps you warm when the night comes around and cool when the day is here. You see people starting to head home. Some people back to tents, some people back to cave houses. Yeah.
I start heading towards what I think might be an inn.
You see this kind of ramshackle pair of doors in the wall. You're surprised it's standing. It looks like it would fall over if someone slammed the door a little bit too hard. There's a little sign over it with a bear and a crow sitting on the bear's head.
She peers down at the sign, then opens the door.
You open the door, it creaks as you open it, dragging along the floor. There's scratch marks where it was.
She has to push it a little bit to to get open.
Yeah, there's a bard in the corner of this almost completely empty inn, just like playing music, probably practicing a new song because there's like not really anyone here. There's a couple people in the corners, and a familiar face at one of the tables.
I want to establish that I am like on my third shot because of what happened tonight. So Will is not yet drunk, but tipsy. He's starting to get there. Because he ordered the normal sized shots, not the halfling sized ones. So he's like,
that's just a glass for you.
Yeah, pints. Still not drunk yet.
You see on the wall by the bar, there's a sign that has all of the common races in the area and all of their legal drinking ages. It looks torn. It looks like someone wrote over one of the sections at one point to change the age.
I approached the bartender.
It's this scraggly looking orc. Oi!
Hello.
What you want?
Status, do you realize someone's wrote over your sign?
Yep, that was me. It is an orc. It is the orc age.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
It was inaccurate when I bought it, so I fixed it.
Brisanna pulls out a piece of paper with other ages of different species. You can add this to the list, right?
Oh, for free? How much does it cost?
It's just free.
Okay, we'll take it. Fold it up and set it under the counter. What can I get for you? You want something strong? Something like grainy?
Grainy?
Fruity? Yeah, some weird imports around
Do
here.
you just have any fruit?
Fruit. You want like straight fruit, no fruity drinks or anything?
No, just fruit.
Let me check and walk through the back doors and come back about 5 minutes later. No, we have no fruit unless you want this moldy banana.
Ooh. You might want to put that in compost.
Sure. Whatever that is.
You toss it outside in the garden.
Yeah, so we have no fruit. Offer you a meal or something? It's getting late. Maybe a room?
Yes, actually both.
Is he offering a room? There's no rooms.
Do you have any rooms?
No, we're all sold out.
Then why did you offer one?
Just wanted to know if you wanted one.
I mean, thank you.
Would you like to leave a review?
Yes. 4 stars, because you're very nice.
Well, thank you. That fellow over there just bought all of the rooms. So if you
Looks
want a room,
over.
maybe he can give you one.
Which fellow?
Will.
The short one.
She's currently studiously ignoring you. Like, you guys made full eye contact when you walked in, and he's close enough to the bar that you heard that whole thing. And he's just swinging down.
What meals do you have?
Oh, we got some meats. That's on the more expensive side. We also got some bread, and water. Also,
Do you have any bread and cheese?
a little bit of cheese. Yeah, we probably have some. Do you want that?
Yes.
That'll
That
be
would be
2
great.
copper.
Pulls out 1 gold. I'm sorry, I haven't really bought much recently.
Oh, you're one of those rich folks, are you? We'll break it up into
One of those
9
adventuring
silver
folks.
and 8 copper and hand it back to you. Yeah, I'll get right back to you with the meal. Sit down, enjoy the music, give the bard a tip, please. And we'll walk back into the what you assume is the kitchen.
Yeah. She sits down next to Lil.
Can I help you with something?
Fancy meeting you here. Seems like you're following me.
I got here first. All down when he's drinking.
Either way.
What can I do you for, Brie?
I can't just say hi.
You can, but you sat down, you didn't say hi.
I said fancy meeting you here. That's a greeting.
You fully sat down at this table.
Yes.
Not just a greeting.
Do you have any spare rooms?
Plenty.
Why did you buy so many rooms?
Because I didn't want to have anyone else around. Clearly.
Can I ask why? Or is that more...
Rough evening, we'll say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But sure, if you want 1, 2 silver.
Takes out 2 silver.
Great, I'll take one of the room keys and just throw it there.
Hits her in the face. So, how long you plan on staying here?
Not much longer. Hopefully.
Can I ask what brought you here?
Just following the road. Same as you, I'd imagine.
I mean, most of us got some extra help and didn't really need me, so I left.
Yeah, I'm following where work leads me to, I guess.
So your work brought you here, or is it just another stop in the way?
A stop on the way, I imagine.
Hmm. Do you want to talk about what happened? Sometimes that helps.
No, I think I'm good. But thank you for offering. I appreciate your kindness.
Do you get more southern as you drink?
Sometimes, yes.
Oh.
I'm from a small town in Arvin.
Interesting.
Posh accent isn't exactly the normal one.
So is that just your savage accent?
It's from my t-shirt, yeah.
Mm. Looks over at the glasses.
They're empty, so he goes up and orders 2 more.
The orc will just take out the half-empty bottle that you've been drinking from and just...
Yeah, pour 2 more. I gotta have 2 more drinks before I'm actually drunk. I have 5 drinks. You want it? No, wave the second one around.
Oh, no, I don't drink. I prefer sweeter drinks like fruit juices.
I'm sure they have fruit juices up there.
Well, they didn't have any fruit.
I think I had him offer several times.
They have fruity drinks, but not fruit juice.
Those are the same things. Just
no, they're not.
say
There's things flavored as fruit.
non-alcoholic.
I also just wanted actual fruit. It's been a while.
There's no garden in Cerebral. You're not getting your everyday fruit.
I don't care what kind of fruit it would be. For fuck's sake, I would eat a cactus fruit.
That's a hallucinogen. You probably shouldn't.
I thought it tasted pretty nice.
Have you gone to a doctor?
No?
Are you suffering any reality distortions, audio, visual?
Well, I've met you 3 times in a row.
Pretty sure I'm real.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah.
She tosses a small ball at you.
It will hit, obviously.
Mm.
No, what a jerk, but won't say anything.
I guess that proves it. You are real.
Mm.
Unless you're an illusion who just reacted to me throwing a ball at a wall.
What do you think?
Just playing around. I don't think cactus fruit has the same effects on me as most people. At least around here.
I'll have to take a blood sample to find out.
But I'm not sick, so.
Hmm.
That's what I've been drinking for the past 3 days.
Well, if you want to know for sure, go to a doctor.
Strangely, I haven't seen any of those around.
You have to look for them. They're not just going to be standing on the road. Get your
in
doctor here.
any of the cities I've seen.
Have you looked for them?
I imagine they have a sign that says doctor.
Oh, not for the good clinics. Besides, being a public healing service ain't exactly bringing you a lot of customers.
Hmm.
Most dangerous business to be in, besides being an adventurer.
Well, there's truth to that. Still a shame, though.
You haven't seen any doctors?
No. But it's such a dangerous profession.
Oh.
Because I know some good healers. But they're always, suspicious.
It's the closest thing you can get to actual, Unwanted, was it?
Yes. Clerics, warlocks, a couple different types of monks. Sad.
Well, if you're a cleric, you're probably a dead mistake.
Is that what they do to clerics here?
Well, it depends. Arvium isn't much for the public.
Ours get publicly executed.
Sybil probably does have some public executions now and then.
No, I mean,
It's entertainment in the desert. Arvium doesn't participate in that much, and I'm sure the Land of Ice needs all the bodies it can get. Tossing the guard one of the silvers I just got, the bard.
They will very happily thank you, take it, and continue playing.
do you dance?
No. These things all sort of clank the canes on the chair. Don't exactly make me prone to it.
Well, you don't need to be able to move the entirety of your body to dance.
I don't like looking like a fool in front of an audience. So no, I don't dance.
Well,
Pretty sure your legs pretty integral to the whole dancing thing.
I've seen people dance on their arms.
I don't
I've seen
have
people
the
dance on their face. I've seen
I
people
have the
dance on their
strength to
back.
do that.
Sit yourself, enjoy your drinks, and she goes off to dance.
The bard just continues playing as someone is like actually dancing to his music. You're like,
Yeah, he stops drinking and pours the second thing into like a water skin. The second alcohol thing, beverage, into a water skin. And will return all his cups to the bar.
thank you. And we'll take
For going back and opening up a fancy letter with like letter writing kit for like, you know, the guard.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a potion in the background to not be drunk while writing this. He's writing a letter to the inspector. Of course, to update him on the fact that I have case. I have case. That'll be a long-term one. High profile. Update you with more details later.
Yep.
Also sent some names. I was also looking into the school. I don't think it's real, but I met someone today. He said they were reported from a school. They weren't. They definitely weren't.
You write this letter. Sign it.
I'll draw the symbol for the feast on, like, by the student name.
Okay.
I imagine the detectives know the symbols.
Oh
So
yes,
I
the detectives know the symbols.
points and arrows at it, like, yeah, that happened.
You seal it, and what do you do with it? There's no courier around at this time.
I'll
Snake.
wait. I keep it in the bag.
Yeah.
I just want to write it before I have a hangover. That's important.
You probably get back from dancing about
Yeah.
now. It's like really late. Like everyone else has gone to bed except for the bard and the
Yeah, well-
bartender.
Sighing at the long and narrow staircase in front of him.
Oh no.
Like, God damn it, I'm not even drunk anymore. No, narrow fucking stairs. So he's
Do you need
inching.
some help up the
I'm
stairs?
fine.
You're a
And he'll,
little
like,
tipsy.
I'll step aside and gesture for you to go in front. I'm fine.
Okay, if you say so. Then she heads up.
Should I roll some sort of saving throw, Sonia?
Yeah, a dex saving throw to get up these stairs.
I have advantage from being critical.
The fact that you found, like...
Thank God I have advantage! First roll was a natural 1.
Oh!
Okay, much better. Second roll was an 18.
Okay, yeah, you make it up the stairs relatively easily. You
So
got
glad I
used
have
to it.
advantage on that.
You almost trip at one point that you catch yourself, but like you've gotten like 3 stairs up when you caught yourself.
The cane pops up automatically to like falling detected. Stop.
Yeah.
And then I pull myself all the way up.
And you guys make it to the top where there are
I'm not
5 rooms open to you.
Yeah, I go into the big one. It's just the one I rented for myself, for the same price as all the other ones. I don't sleep the whole night. I keep looking at the house on the distance so I can hear the music from there. And I oil the doors in this establishment, except for mine. Every other door, so I won't hear it creak open. Except for mine.
So you also opened Bree's door?
No, I just have to hit the... You don't have to open a door to oil it?
Oh, you oil.
Just the hinges.
Yes. But night starts to fade, the music continuing to blare in the distance, not from the bard, but from some mysterious party somewhere in the distance.
Yeah, Bree looks outside the window. That looks very fun.
When the bar starts playing and all you can hear is that other music, the oiling goes very quickly from oiling to destruction of public property.
Yep.
Kind of accidentally, just like bending the oil can as it like melts
door.
Continues oiling so no one can see the bent part. Can I help you?
I thought I heard something.
I hope you didn't. That's the point of this oiling excursion.
What do I have to roll to spot the...
Can I roll deception?
Roll deception, you roll perception.
It's insight.
Insight.
$19.
Will just seems fine. He's just like making sure the doors aren't squeaking, you know.
Perfectly normal thing to do at 1 a.m.
Perfectly normal thing to do at 1 a.m.
Why are you oiling at the doors?
The creaking was stopping me from sleeping.
But we're the only 2 here.
There's the downstairs door.
But you're oiling the doors up here that are not in use.
I already did the downstairs door.
So you're oiling the doors that are not in use.
Just in case. You never know.
She shakes her head and heads back inside.
Yeah, and I have to drop the can right after because I was burning myself. Keeping touching the hot metal. And I walk back inside and bandage the burn. Aggravatedly chewing on a painkiller.
Well, you stay up all 4 hours until the next active period of
it's not 8 to 12, so this is nice. Only 4 hours, we get great sleep. I got 4 hours out of it, this is fine.
And he only needs 4 hours.
Yeah, you're fine. You're like perfectly adjusted into this.
Yeah, and she was trying to say, can I have her roll of perception to hear the little like cursing?
Can I?
After like I suppose this is another deception.
20?
Yeah, you hear a little muttered fuck.
Opens the door again?
Already on his way back to his, is like holding the oiling kettle in one hand and is like clenching the other by his side.
Can Bree go downstairs and ask for some like aloe vera?
They wouldn't know. I'm the one with that.
You go downstairs and ask for some burn aloe vera or whatever. Well, I mean, the orc's not at the counter. He's
you
also
wouldn't necessarily know it's a burn.
Yeah, it's just something.
Well,
General
aloe vera
ibuprofen.
soothes everything. Yeah. Well, yeah, ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah.
The ibuprofen, a healing potion, basically.
Yeah.
The orc's not at the counter when you get down there.
Yeah, it's closed.
Looks for the bard.
The bard is also gone. The music you're hearing is from outside. Through the really broken door.
Can she look behind?
The really broken door looks absolutely stellar right now. Thank you very much.
Did you look behind the counter for some painkillers?
There's none.
I thought there was this healing potions. Stillcrest brand healing potions.
Yeah, there's one.
Just, a good way to get a couple pieces of gold or get a room for free if you don't have enough copper.
She makes a little basket of that, some water for tomorrow morning, and some...
You steal from the bar!
Hey! She actually pays for it. She leaves like 2 gold as compensation. Like, this is how money works.
Okay.
That is absolutely not enough for a healing potion.
No.
Bree doesn't know that. Bree doesn't know that, so...
3 gold. You're looking at the 2 gold, you're like, that's probably not enough. Put another gold, take some water, the healing potion, and take it.
Leaves a note. Accident happened. Very sorry. Please tell me if you need more. Leaves it right next to the gold.
Then you head back upstairs, I assume.
Yeah. And leave the little gift basket of a recovery from hangover and and a healing potion for whatever the fuck happened. Outside your door and knocks and then leaves.
I wait a good long while before I open the door, and Willa gets under and looks under the crevice.
You see a little basket.
Peeks open the door, sees his healing potion. Gets up, looks at the long, narrow staircase. He has to go down and up again to drop off this fucking healing potion. I'll make my dex saving throw. Okay, that's a 19 on the down.
Nice. You go down really well. You probably have to like.
I see the note. Take the 3 gold. First off, put the healing potion exactly where it was. Put all the stuff back. And like looks at the water. That only 3 gold for fucking water. That's like so rare in the desert. I put that back, and then I slide some gold. Probably 5 gold by the water. To go. Sorry, the guest I gave a room to apparently doesn't know how money works.
Yeah,
and tried to steal something without knowing it was stealing. So this is compensation not for the stolen stuff, but just for that whole experience.
And make your rolls to go back up the stairs.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, both of those are so bad.
What did you get?
The highest was a 7, but I got another natural 1 on the second roll. That's 4 natural 1s today.
Dang, you have my luck now.
Hey, I'm rolling like 18s and 19s, but like...
Yeah.
Oh,
not on the right places.
You
7.
get about 3 stairs up before your crutches slip on like a piece of wood that was like rotting and giving out, and you collapse and slide all the way back down to the bottom of the stairs.
Okay. While I collapse...
Can Bree hear this?
While I collapse...
Yeah, probably.
I cast Moment to Think, so I freeze while I'm falling.
You're like falling. Your crutch is like mid.
I am scanning what thing I hook this on to like immediately stand back up and look that suave while doing it like I'm doing the intelligence like calculating.
There's a railing that looks
or at least
strong
like how to fall without hurting myself a lot, like so I won't actually get a new wounds. I'll fall correctly. Because falling with metal crutches, not the best thing for not getting injured on your way down.
You think you can jam your crutches just in the right place to catch yourself so you don't slide down the stairs, but you won't get too hurt.
Okay, what should I roll for that?
I would like you to roll another
Athletics?
dex saving throw.
And they're both
With
the same.
advantage.
With advantage. That is a 19.
Oh yeah, you managed to do it perfectly. You don't take any damage.
The flat edge engages so it's long and flat, so it catches immediately. I yank myself up and sigh in frustration.
Opens the door again. Looks down. Are you okay?
Can I make an intimidation check?
Yes, you can.
Will's fucking pissed. Jesus. That is a 24. Will just says nothing and stares daggers at you.
Closes the door.
Pulls himself back up the stairs. I'll say as you pass, because you're still by the door, don't take anything without permission again. I'll go back to his room and not slam, quietly close the door.
Yes, and the night continues on from there. Bree, you have a lovely sleep, even with that angry words pointed at you. Wil,
I don't sleep.
No,
And
you don't sleep.
I get less rest because now I've like worked myself up into a minor tizzy about falling because it always makes Will feel like crap. And the conversation he had earlier. So he's pacing around his room right now, basically. And he keeps trying to put weight on the foot he should not be putting weight on ever. Because he fell and like winces but doesn't say anything. Keeps trying to walk without the cane, and then that is obviously not working well for him.
Yes. The music seems to get ever louder in the distance as the night continues. Next morning, you still hear the music being playing in the distance.
I leave as soon as I see the tiniest sliver of sunlight. Just like, great, I can see now, let's go.
Yes, which is way before normally when people wake up.
And I have to leave again on the fucking stairs.
Outside your door, there is a apology note with a lapis stone pinning it down.
What are the chances I trip over this?
It's not right out in front of your door. It's like in the middle of the hallway.
You can see it. You're not going to trip over it.
It's like in the middle of the hallway. Seems relatively worse, actually.
You see it.
Pick it up. I don't respond at all. I, in fact, go back downstairs, take the apology note, and like look at it. That could fit for Bree. Bree could be apologetic. And I put that down in front of the bottom of the water where the orc is still not in for the morning yet, so then I'll leave. I'll put 1 extra gold on the counter as a tip for letting me buy all the rooms.
The most this orc
you got
has.
5 whole gold today and a lapis.
Yeah.
And a good quality healing potion.
Yeah. He's rolling in cash.
He should
now.
sell those things and buy a new bar.
He might do that. He might actually do that.
And or refurbish this one. Just like get a new door.
You go outside. to where the winds are blowing as per usual.
Yeah, I put the mask, hood, handkerchief combo on so I don't get any sand in my face. Then I will walk towards the, what are they called? What are the animals?
Amphitheaters is what they are.
Amphitheaters. I walk toward the amphitheaters then. Well, one of their pens, the one I've been hanging out with when I'm here.
Yeah,
Trying
there's
to not
one.
hear the party music.
There's one like pretty close to this bar, specifically because it's out like away from the city more.
And I'll watch them fly around for a minute before I try to like copy the whistle I see some of the handlers do to like, call them. This is
Make
my
an
animal handle.
handling. Yes.
That is a natural 20, so.
Wonderful. You immediately mimic it, and like two of them come down to meet you.
First of all, I find a stack of what they eat, what's healthy for them, and like give them both a portion.
There's a stack of what looks like sandworm meat, like in crates. That crate really you were looking at one point. You feed them. One of them is a very light blue color with wings that are almost see-through. Another pointer scales, darker red.
Which one was faster? Getting up to me.
Getting to you, the light blue one was. It seems much more sleek and.
Yeah. Does it seem like out of breath at all? Is it like fast,
No.
not stamina? Okay. Then I will look at both of them. Whichever one of you is willing, I need to get out of town. Just like I'll point, like pull up one of like their routes and like make the symbols I need to, or whatever, to get right out of town, right in the direction I need to go.
Both of them will lie down on the sand more, so you could get on their sandals.
I don't want to leave one of them. Then I feel bad. Fine, I put my stuff on one of them and I get on the other one.
Okay.
I feel bad leaving both of them. Just like, oh no, you suck. So we'll take some more sandworm meat to feed them as payment.
You take them and you take off into the sky. It's delightful flying. You can see for miles around. The sound of
Will loves the luxury of fast movement, so.
Oh, it's great. Like the ground below you, you know that it would have been a struggle walking through that sand around the entire thing. You're just going over it now. So easy.
Yeah, he does like the How to Train Your Dragons moment of like the snakes doing a bunch of fancy moves and him having the time of his life. And like, woohoo! On the back.
Sometimes they move by doing little twirls and spiral-like shapes. That's really fun. The red one is completely showing off right now. Like one is going straight and the red one is cycling around it, kind of.
The red one clearly feels the need to prove itself. It knows it's slower.
Oh, obviously.
I'm on the red one because I gave my stuff to the faster one. That would be more like a more well-trained one, I guess, that would keep track of it.
Yeah, but you eventually make it to the other side of the platform cliff area.
And we land on the ground. I take out curtains and I give them both of the meat.
They will happily eat it and then take off and head back.
Thank you! And I turn and hobble. Put the thing, like, shake my cane a little while because it has sand in it, and it's a little broken from the wind, to go into sand walking mode.
Yeah. You have to, like, tap it a couple times, then suddenly...
Fiddle with the gear, and then...
Yeah. And then, you start off on your adventure. Bree, you wake up a couple hours later in the bar that you were at.
Let's be honest, she's been up for a little bit. She only needs 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
She was just kind of.
Here's the thing, it's exactly 4 hours, so you wake up at like the time normal people wake up around here.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It starts getting bustling. Maybe 2 hours after because you went to bed a little bit later.
She heads out.
You head out. Into the music is the music that was there before is overwhelmed by the sound of wind now.
Hmm.
The sun's still shining.
Is the barkeeper back?
The barkeeper is back by now. With the apology note and trolling the little lapis stone that you had with the apology note.
For a brief second, there is a streak of white in her hair.
Thanks for the stone. Good luck on your adventures.
She blinks a bit, and the streak of white's gone. Oh yeah, no problem.
He gives you this look for just like half a second before going back to counting the way more gold than he's ever had before.
Can she stop him? Like, where did you get all that?
I mean, part of it was for the water, and the other part was because you accidentally tried to steal something.
You weren't here, and it was an emergency. So I put money, that's 3 of that.
Right, next time, under counters, normally there are menus with prices of things. Just, like, grab one of those.
I didn't see it, I'm sorry.
You're lucky your friend's paid for you. It's just tapping the coin on the counter. Good luck in your adventures.
Good luck with your establishment.
Oh, it won't be just luck helping me now. Counting the coin.
5 whole gold!
You have 5 whole gold now.
Plus, like,
That's enough to refurbish this entire establishment.
The door's brand spanking new. There's gonna be a sign with the actual tavern name on it next time you guys pass through here. And you step outside into the slightly windier sands than normal. You have quite a trek around this plateau area to go about. And you start your trek, I assume? It'll take about, if you're going on foot, a day and a half to get around the plateau to the other side to where you can
I roll to
heading.
see if she gets lost by accident?
You can't get lost. There's a giant fucking cliff wall you follow.
Okay.
But sure, if you want to roll to see if you get lost. It's hard to get lost when you're
Let's see
following
if she
plateau
accidentally goes all the way around again.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Catching up with Will instead of being ahead of him.
Roll survival if you're gonna. Or
yeah. Roll. Why did I ask that? It's a natural 1.
Cliff? What cliff?
She just climbs it.
You climb. Okay, so you get like a day's travel in. And you're like, I must have passed the sign right by now, right? You start climbing the cliff to try to get to where you like to see where you need to go. Make an athletics check for me.
Oh, thank God. 19.
Okay, you make it up like halfway up the cliff. It's like this little platform here. Make an investigation check to see, or perception check to see if you can find retranitosis.
Oh, damn it. The Google dice hate me. It was a
dice
6.
hate me.
You're muted.
Did you get a 6? Is that what you said?
I got a 6.
You definitely passed it. You definitely passed the sign. Like, for sure. There's like this pile of sand back there. absolutely, that was the sign. Like, you totally passed it. But just as you're like looking out, you see these just snakes with wings, amphitheaters, just go right past you as they go up the side of the cliff, just like a foot in front of you.
She chases after the snakes.
You have to climb.
She climbs up the rest.
Oh my god! Yeah, it takes a
Go
long
back to the place you started.
For note, you like made it up like a couple hours worth, which is like not even close to the top, and they're flying like way fast. But if you look
What
down,
do I have to roll to try to speed climb this?
don't speed climb it. That's a bad
3 natural 20s.
Yes. It would take days to climb this. Literally.
23.
No. You are about to go climb it, and then you're like, maybe I should look where the snakes came from.
Also,
amphitheaters
you
came
can see the buildings of where you just came from.
Can I, Sonia?
Yeah,
Can I see those buildings?
You have eyes.
I rolled a 6.
6 doesn't stop your eyes from working. You're not blinded.
Yeah,
As if I'm far up.
someone mentioned 2 days like travel walking around, but you're like, they were definitely wrong about that. It's definitely only like a day away. I can see the buildings. This is right. But below you do see a little blip of green.
I see a blip of bright orange.
Bright orange against the dull orange.
She is
plateau
a
wall.
torch. Are you kidding me?
I take out like a telescope.
Bree just does the binocular eyes.
Somehow it works for you. Somehow. That 6 somehow makes it work.
I turn and keep walking.
You see the blip of green, turn around and keep walking.
She would like to take off one of her long head coverings and paraglide down.
You're trying to paraglide with a head cover.
Oh Jesus! Let me check my spells to make sure I got you covered. Fuck.
Okay, make me a general intelligence check first.
How do you like a natural 20, Sonia?
You know this is not going to work, paragliding. But, there are some sticks around here. If you strap them on just the right place, you might be able to glide down. It might work.
She makes...
You do that? Okay. Then you, I assume, jump off the cliff edge.
She makes a running start and jumps off the cliff edge.
Okay. I need you to roll a athletics or acrobatics check just to see how well this goes. Or how poorly.
21.
You wait for just the right moment. The wind is going the right way. It would like help you gently glide down. You jump off just at the right time, and you start gliding down. Because you are gliding down, you make the extra day's travel of walking that it would take to really get to him, because he's on the other side, in like 10 minutes.
Will is probably like,
Yeah,
how the fuck?
Will has a hand on the ingredients pouch and one hand like already doing the motions for a spell when she's like, oh, she's fine, and cancels it.
She
What the
glides
fuck
to, like,
is this
10 feet
woman?
in front of you.
He keeps walking, limping on. Very, very pronounced limp.
She folds up her handmade paraglider, puts the head scarf back on, and waves.
Good morning.
Morning.
Whistles.
Just keeps walking.
I mean, she'll quickly overtake me because I'm limping and my walking speed is 25, so.
She slows down her walking to walk next to you.
What he notices is that he keeps giving you like a side eye, like what are you doing?
Keeping you company? What?
Feels like you're the one stalking me.
At this point, kinda. I guess. I don't mean to, but you're the only person I know around here. Aside
Well,
from Miss Ursa.
that is illegal. Please cease at your earliest convenience. We'll try to speed up, but not be able to go much faster.
Please. She just stops and waits for you to get ahead for a little while.
You're going to wait a minute. You'll eventually pass no matter what.
Yeah. She just sits down.
Both of you make me a nature check.
Oh no, whatever will I do? A nature check? How will I survive this? Unnatural 20.
Okay, you will immediately notice the signs of an incoming sandstorm. Bree, the winds are picking up.
Do I see any place to take shelter?
I know you're farther away from the wall. You
then
know that
I stop, look at the sand beneath me, and start like digging into it.
Bree
with
gets up and tilts her head. What are you
with
doing?
my crutches. What does wind mean, Bree?
Sand?
Yes. Are you going to help? You're going to stand there and die in a sandstorm.
What good would making a hole do?
Do you want to just stand out in the air?
Well, no. But a hole full of sand
Then
is not
start
much better.
digging.
Yes. She digs.
And I use the alcohol and water that I have to solid up the walls.
Yeah, you do so. You probably
So
know
it'll
from
be-
experience at this point that
Yes,
that'll
but it'll
keep it
be
safe.
heavier than the wind. So all we need to be is heavier. And then I like pull out like part of a tent, and I look at
Yeah.
her. You're taller.
Bree.
Hold up.
Yeah, Bree holds it up like an umbrella.
And then I pause time with moment to think if there's anything else I need to be doing right now.
You want to roll an intelligence check?
Can it be investigation?
Yeah, sure.
Woo! Oh no, come back here. That is an 18.
Okay, so with an 18, you can pick up the exact direction of the wind. You can know to put parts of the tent fabric where the wind is coming from if you haven't been able to protect yourself from it with the dune. So you know how to make it so the winds will just blow the sand over top of you and continue on.
Yeah. So I continue doing that, basically.
You also know that having face shields and glasses is very smart, especially when you're not in a cave.
All of mine would be way too small for Brie to attempt to put on,
Yeah.
so I'll gesture
Bree
to
has
cover
her-
her face.
Bree just pulls up the rest of her scarf.
Okay, are you covering your eyes somehow, or?
She takes out two of her most transparent rocks.
Yeah, sure. You take out two of your most. What are you doing? How are you gonna make these into like goggle glasses things?
She takes out some wire as well.
This is gonna
It
take
makes-
some time.
It makes some makeshift glasses.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check. To see how well you make this thing. And how
I'm gonna
quickly-
fucking laugh. Oh.
While she's distracted with that stuff, I'm also secretly burning parts of the sand to make it absolutely not going to move.
Yep. You do that. Specifically towards the back, you make it more like glass-like.
I make it so it just looks like it's super wet,
Uh-huh.
but it's sturdy.
Yes.
What's 18 plus 6?
15 plus 6?
18.
18 plus 6. Oh yeah, you do it. It's like you somehow do it extremely quickly. Wire, gem, wire. And it's pretty safe. You put like cloth on top and cloth around the sides, then nothing will get in. Nothing should get in, at at least.
And then for my stability, I poke my canes into the ground so I won't move. I set myself.
Yes. As the winds pick up outside and it gets dark, like the sun had just started like rising really, but it gets dark really fast and hot.
Bree takes out her her lampstone, and
I just cast guidance on my canes so they faintly glow. But I just light. I cast light.
and one of the what's it called?
Actually, no. I just take out the potion that's just glow stick material and
Yeah, and a sunstone,
Mm-hmm.
but make it the cooling one.
Yeah, okay. To do that, you would have had to have had it not in the sun for a bit, which...
It's been in her bag.
Yeah, it's been in your bag. It's like a relatively nice cool temperature currently.
Yeah.
You take those out, you set up, and you hold down to try to go through the sandstorm. As you travel your way to Traditos in the distance.
to know, if you'll look at my sheet, the character sheet. Not the character sheet, but the other sheet that has the stuff on it. I'm gonna highlight something for you, so yeah.
Uh-huh, give me a second.
So is your hand all right?
He does not respond. Just left that highlighted for you. It's on page 9.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Sorry about the trouble I
Uh-huh.
caused.
It's fine. Not like you knew any better and you were just trying to help.
Her hair turns a bit white again.
Seriously? What does that mean?
What does what mean?
Your hair.
It's orange?
That one's white.
She gets a look in her eye. Oh. I don't know what you're talking about.
I roll an insight check. That's a natural 20 plus.
Oh. Roll a deception check or
Yeah.
convince check.
Where are you? There you are. 16. There is something up.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. Just don't lie to me. Oh, Sonia, it's so bad.
Oh no.
It's so bad. Let me check.
Her hair turns a little bit more white, and it gets a little colder around you guys. It's an Eladrin thing.
Great. When it gets darker, it gets immediately cold, so now, well, it's just freezing.
She takes a deep breath and closes her eyes, and the white and coldness goes away and returns to how she was.
Will keeps shaking. He closes his eyes and starts taking deep breaths.
You okay?
I don't like small spaces.
Would you like a distraction?
Sure.
Let's see. I can tell you about constellations or different stones. Which one would you like to hear about?
That's not gonna help. Sorry.
Would you like to play a game then?
Yes, something hands-on. Better for distraction.
She brings out the ball that she tossed at you at the... The goal of the game is to keep the ball off the ground.
Alright. That's the only rule?
Yes,
Okay.
but you can't use your hands. I forgot to add that.
Oh. Okay.
Makes things a little interesting, doesn't it? It's a kid's game I used to play with my mom.
Yes.
She tosses the ball at you with her elbow.
I imagine I'm making some sort of sleight of hand check to actually hit this thing.
Yep.
That's a 16.
You do manage to hit it.
On pure frantic reflex alone, just like elbows it into the wall so it goes bouncing back.
Yep.
Bree hits it back with her other elbow.
It's an 11.
Yep. It's. Bree, can you make a dexterity check to see if you catch the ball as it's getting close to the
18?
Okay, you managed to catch it. It's like right about to touch the ground.
She hits it with her foot.
14.
You managed to get it. 14. Yeah, you get it again. Let's stop with it.
Well, 17. That's good. Another 17. 2.
Oh, a 2.
Should I roll?
Lovely. No.
Oh,
Or is there
what's
no saving?
That's not what's happening.
No.
Fine.
You go to.
You notice that as he's like hitting, his movements get more and more like frantic, like they're not concentrating on the game.
She holds the ball and doesn't throw it
What
back.
happens when I
What happens?
try to hit it back
you are
first?
trying to hit it back. I feel like it's like gotten to a place where you can only hit it if you hit it with one of your legs. So when you try
the leg.
the leg.
Yeah.
And when you try to do that, your crutches go up as well, purely on instinct, and it hits one of the tent things, keeping the part of it that's a tent up, and it collapses. It's still there. You can grab it and fix it.
Yeah,
But it,
immediately
Bree-
dive toward it.
Bree pulls it back up.
and both of you take a damage from the sand that comes in,
Okay. How
even
much?
with your coverings.
I imagine something hits the leg and that outcome, so he's
Oh yeah, for sure. The
How
crutch
much?
after hitting that.
to grab it he had to like put the foot down, so
Uh-huh.
like winces very hard and like tries to get the crutch back on the ground while keeping this up, which is not going well. Hallucinating entirely.
Yeah.
You hear that in the distance.
Fuck.
Fuck, what the fuck was that?
That's a great question, what the fuck was that? Can I roll animal handling?
Yeah, sure.
Natural 20!
Yeah,
What is that so
that's a sandworm. It's in the distance. They love sandstorms because prey is normally huddled
Is
up
it-
in places.
Is it getting close to us? Do I think it notices us?
It's still in the distance a bit. You're safe for now. But
Okay, then I would like,
Are you okay?
if it gets closer, I would like to prepare, let's see. I'd like to prepare Halo of Flame.
Okay. You have
Of
like
course
the
we'll
ingredients
burn everything.
prepped. You have the ingredients prepped. There's no more playing this game if you're prepping this.
Yeah, no, she held it back once she noticed he started to get a little frantic.
How do sandworms sense you're in the sand? Do they have tremor sense? Movement, heat.
They have tremor sense.
Great. They're hiding.
Lucky for you, you solidified part of it, so some of the tremors aren't going to come through the sand. But you guys should probably be very still for a bit.
Yeah, and don't move a muscle.
Bree does not move, and is still as a rock.
Both of you roll stealth checks.
Fuck.
The one thing I'm good at.
That's another 2.
The one thing I'm not good
but
at.
Will knows
13.
he can't hold still, so I'm going, since we solidify the ground, I am going to cast a spell underneath us. That I'm not going to say out loud.
Yeah, you managed to do that. That gives you advantage on both of your stealth checks.
Oh, thank God. Rolling it again.
No, I'm gonna change that wordage real quick.
16.
15.
Yeah, okay. Will, you're fine. Bree, Will, you know that you're fine, for this. Bree, you are, like, leaning, like, against the wall, because that's where you were before, and you are just not moving. At all. And you guys can, like, hear the beast. Like, you hear the shifting of sands that are not the wind outside. And you
Bree
just hear...
squeezes the ball a little bit.
Oh, that's a movement. Interesting. Let me note that down.
Yeah, when Will sees that, he prepares to fly as far away as he can to dash on this fucking thing he's standing on and get the fuck out of here. But he'll, like, send a panicked look your way, Bree, like, oh, you just fucked up. Ow!
Bree's eyes go like, kind of say that, I know I fucked up, reflex, sorry.
What do sandworms not like, Sonia? What repels them? Do they have a weakness?
I would say their weakness is drowning.
Not great at water spells. Do you have water stuff?
And also solid, like anything that's not sand, they can't move through really easily.
Yeah, I will.
And also,
I'll use silent speech to speak in your head. Do you have any like water stuff? Can you do anything with water?
1 second. No, but I can do a lot of stuff with fire.
So can I. That's useless. It likes fire.
They can deal with fire pretty easily. They can lay in the sun during the midday. They're fine.
How close do I think it is? How long do we have?
It's if you're listening in, it's not headed in your direction currently. It's headed off somewhere else. You hear the sounds.
Bree tries hard not to flinch.
It's not headed our way right now. I'll keep an ear out for where it's going.
Okay. It seems to be moving towards the city you just left.
Going after staying here.
Stay here. I'm not going to win against that. Will's just crossing his fingers like, please let the bad guys that I left in this city be powerful enough to take a fucking sandworm. Please let the bad guys I left in this city be powerful enough to take a sandworm. Please let them, rely on their image so much that they take a sandworm. How they go for your image? Do it!
Well, did you see a clear place around 30 feet ahead?
It's all sand. You can't see anything.
It's all sand. You fly up catching burns worse than you've ever had. We stay here until it passes. Right? We can't take it. And all making noise would do would have a little yummy pit stop on the way to eat your city. And it's built. The cities are built on those mountain cliffs for a reason.
Or inside the mountain cliffs, where they don't go through sandstone, they go through sand.
Yeah, so hopefully the fences will be fine.
You hear a distant thud in the distance as you assume the sand snake has hit the plateau. Sandworm has hit the plateau.
Hear anything after that?
Silence.
Great. Silence.
Other than the sounds of winds.
Okay. Does anything happen after 20 to 30 minutes of waiting?
No. The sands start to die down a bit in strength.
Yeah. Will's like almost
Sonia, how dark it is in there?
Because of the sandstone, pitch black.
Okay.
Just fall away from us 30 feet. It's pitch black in here.
Yeah.
Do you do anything?
Does Bree think it's safe to move?
Outside of the cave? Oh, you mean inside the cave?
Yeah.
It's been 20 to 30 minutes since you've heard anything from the sandworm, so you can assume maybe. You're not an expert in sandworms. You didn't roll a nat 20.
Yeah, I look over.
I think it's safe to move?
Yeah.
Okay.
They travel fast. It's probably far away by now.
We come by now.
And they stick close to centers of sandstorms, and sandstorms.
She just.
Well, she's distracted with a sorry, I just found my spell, so no one notices what I was doing.
Yep, you do so. Your feet land back on the sand.
We wait till the wind dies down, and we will waits until the wind is at a reasonable level, not completely died down, but walkable, and scatters up the...
After another 10 minutes, the light starts to shine through. The clouds are like gone, and you can see, and it's walkable.
Not reasonably walkable, just walkable.
Yeah, it's like you can walk in it with crutches. It's not like the sand's gonna give out from under you because of the wind.
Bree lifts up the tent and peeks out.
It's fine. Let's go.
She cuts away the tent.
I peer at the city in the distance since we're close enough to see it.
How far away is it?
It is about 2... Well, the city's on the other side of the plateau, more like, because you flew over it and you glided down it somehow.
It's not, like, on top of it?
No, it's around the other side of it. But you can see, like, the outskirts of it, and you see that there is currently a battle being fought with a sandworm, and some guards are, like, spearing it, throwing spears into it.
Should we wait for a little bit?
No. You wait till the battle's over, we'll just come. Can I, like, take out the telescope to see if it has any, like, magical scars on it, or if it's just been speared?
It's just been speared.
What's
and
that?
they're doing pretty good spearing it. They have, like, 30 people all throwing spears.
Will just kind of glances at it with the telescope, then, like, as much speed walk as I reasonably can.
I can get us there faster.
You're gonna go back to the city?
Stratios?
Yeah, I can...
Stratitos.
Yeah, I can get us there a little faster. Cut down a
See
couple
that
miles. I hope you don't get motion sickness.
What are you doing to travel faster?
Face step.
Okay. What does that do? Read that out for me.
Face step. Once per short rest, as a bonus action, you can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see.
You can't take more than one person. You can. You can't take me.
Ooh, yeah, and that won't cut off.
And that's
much.
not in
It'll cut,
this.
That says you. If it just says you can't take another person. Most spells for transportation will say you and 6 other people if you can take
or
someone
you
else.
and one creature of your size or smaller.
Which is not what it says.
No.
It's just a you thing. It's for combat.
And, you know, it's
No,
only 30
I'm Autumn. I can take up to 2 creatures of my choice.
useful. So you do that. It's once per short rest. You only get
How do you have to do that?
Are there like
She holds out a hand.
Are there like components and stuff for it?
Oh, no.
It's just a natural thing you can do.
Yeah.
Let's just not talk about like the physical.
Okay, this won't like save you much time. It's only like 30 feet and it's once per short rest.
Hey, that's more than my
some.
movement feet.
It's true. It'll save you a couple minutes and like the 2, 3, 4 day cart ride to get there. It's you have about 7 days left, and with this it would be around 6 days. With this, it's still gonna take.
Autumn's is immediately after you use your phase step. Up to 2 creatures of your choice that you can see within 10 feet of you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for 1 minute.
I'll be charmed by
Oh,
you, not
shit.
Brad.
That's not
So you can't use it.
I'm
It
sorry, I'm
says-
being a rules lord.
But it says.
What I read out? That's what I read out? Yeah, I'm sorry.
And we don't do it.
Yeah, movement's very hard to come by in the game.
It still takes about 7 days. You guys cut off a day because either gliding, day or 2 because either gliding or flying.
Snakes are the best.
Amphitheaters are the best.
I promote snakes.
Winged snakes. Yes.
Normal
And-
snakes too. They're great for poisons and antidotes of all sorts. Snakes. We like snakes.
You start your long trek towards Traditos. Long multi-day trek.
Do we talk anything on the way there?
Thank you.
For? For what?
Being knowledgeable, I guess.
Oh, that's not really a thank you for that. Thank you for what? I mean, that's not important.
You literally just saved our lives.
Well, that's my job. That's what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, so success. Yeah, no thanks needed.
You should accept it at least.
Okay, accepted. It's been accepted. Accepted.
Has it, though?
Yeah, I said it.
Mm-hmm. But has it really, though?
Well, what's the defining of acceptance?
Acceptance in your heart, acceptance in your mind, acceptance in your body.
I accept it as a fact that you believe. So it's been accepted.
She shakes her head. How could you tell how far the sandworm was?
Math. Physics. If you hear sounds that way, you can do the math in your head, and that tells you how far away it is. And it's really just a general approximation. I couldn't have told you, like, the specifics unless I recorded the sound and, you know.
How would you be able to record the sound?
I don't know, there's probably ways. I could, get it from my memory?
Is your leg okay?
As good as it can be. All things considered.
I just saw you wince a little bit earlier, and I was worried that I accidentally did something.
Oh, I mean, if I was really in pain, I'd probably be screaming, so... It's fine, a little misstep, nothing to worry about. Pronounced limp intensifies. Which you saw he had earlier,
Yeah.
too. Like, his limp was much more pronounced than normal.
Sand stretches on, the plateaus you can see in the distance.
One keeps taking out different
Yeah.
things and fidgeting with them before putting them back in.
I didn't really mean to lie to you back there.
Oh, that's fine, it's an emotional subject. People lie about emotional things all the time. Did you know 1 in 3 married couples would lie to each other like 15 times every interaction? Isn't that fun? Interesting fact.
That is a very interesting fact.
Being lied to is a part of life. People lie all the time. Easy as breathing.
Can I roll insight? Why is he being so chatty all of a
Sure, if
sudden?
you wanna roll
Uh,
insight, go ahead.
I presume. Where is my d20? There's that.
20?
I'm assuming disadvantage because it's very obvious.
Yeah.
That's an 18.
Okay. She beat you. So what information does she get?
I mean, he seems very nervous. Like, it's like, great, that's great for you. I'm really glad we're not talking about stuff. Woo! But also seems to be like, every so often he has to stop and like you hear him counting to 10, like doing deep breathing and then continuing on. And like when he fidgets with things, he's like pressing down on them a little too hard. And it's like his fist is digging into his palm. No, it's gloved right now. He's not doing something with his hands. Walking very briskly.
You don't have to talk about it, but I know something's up.
I'm not a big fan of enclosed spaces.
Looks around. Well, we're not in one.
No, but we were for 2 hours, so... Forgive me for being a tad anxious.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Like moves his jaw like he's gritting his teeth.
Hands over, like, some... It's a Fae thing. Can we have it be a Fae thing that gum exists?
Yeah, it's like sap from a tree or something.
Yeah.
He'll like slide it back to you. No, thank you.
God, break your teeth if you keep doing that.
I doubt that. I'm at the
Okay.
approximate level of teeth gritting that will not permanently damage my mouth.
Still can't feel very good.
It's an exercise in distraction.
She gives you a look that says, like,
Well, it is.
you're still hurting yourself. As minor as it may be.
Everyone grits their teeth from time to time.
But you've been doing it constantly.
Well, consider it an unhealthy habit that I am allowed to indulge in. He
At
stops
least
walking.
try the gum.
No, thank you.
Okay.
No offense to you, Brisanna, but I've only known you for a couple hours in total.
I mean, that's understandable.
And all of the reasons we've met have been very coincidental.
Circumstantial, more like, but yes. That's what, 2 times you saved me from a sandstorm?
Yes. It is.
Well, and then I owe you. That's how that works, right?
No, I'm not asking for anything, so you owe me nothing. I get paid plenty to do my job.
Well, she struggles a little bit. It's not as much as this place thing that I don't owe you. And Faye thing.
Okay, you asked me earlier about why people always
I
want
know.
to keep things for free. So here's your answer.
But it comes to
Oh.
it's different when it's life.
Not that much, really. Besides, I was saving mine as much as I was saving yours. If you made it out on the sand, wouldn't beat me too, and it would be on my conscience if you died in the storm. You know how it is. Starts walking again.
Just saying. Bye.
Saying what? I'm not quite sure what you're asking of me.
I'm not asking anything. More of stating that by my place's laws and a sort, social laws, I owe you.
Well, you
And
can
I
think about it however you want.
and I really don't like owing things.
Well, you're not going to get called out of any favours from me.
Keep it in mind if you ever think of something.
We're travelling in the same direction. A good turn is a good turn.
But forgive me for repeating myself, but it's different with life.
Well, you can consider that all you like. It can weigh on your conscience.
Well, this is a little boring, just walking across the desert sands in silence.
Well, I don't feel we have much to talk about if you're just going to get on me about non-existent favours.
Well then, let's play a fun game then. Yeah?
Yes,
Don't worry, this one
always
does
sound like that.
this one does not involve a ball.
Well, what other torture devices are involved then?
Your eyes.
Oh, great.
Oh, don't oh great me and roll your eyes. I may not be looking at you, but I know you did it. This is a small game called I See.
Okay.
It's a fairly simple game.
Alright.
One person says I see, and you name a description, a word that describes the object, and the other person has to guess what you see. It's a
Oh,
little more difficult to understand, I guess, but you never know.
so I see something, or I see insert adjective here.
Mm-hmm.
We both? You said yes.
No. The
Yes
first,
and no.
the second one. I
Second one.
see adjective here. I see something that is.
I see something that is. Can it be 2 words?
Depending, yes.
I'll just merge onto one. Arduous. You're challenging me to a word game. You'll never win.
Arduous. She looks around.
It means irritating or difficult, depending on the circumstance.
She makes a face. It's not me, is it?
No.
Is it the sand?
Yes, and honestly, you said it, not me.
Well, most times when people say that, it's usually directed towards me, but
You're not difficult. You might be somewhat aggravating at times. The sand is annoying and difficult.
well then, I guess it's my turn.
Yes.
I see something that is purple.
I look around for purple things, and I look at myself, and there's nothing there. Something on you, then? A stone ball? Something like that?
I'll take a guess.
I just said the guess.
No, you said multiple things.
Oh, you have to be specific?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, then you were wrong, because I was pointing at a particular grain of sand. Obviously.
No, not that specific. I mean, like, one specific object, you can't... Well,
The bowl, I guess.
yeah.
Great. Don't think this is much for distraction.
Yeah, right. Do you know any games?
None I really want to play at the moment.
Well, I hate the silence.
Oh, I do know one game.
Yeah?
Called the Silent Game.
Oh, fuck you. So, any specific reason you're heading towards the city? Or,
Classified.
oh, work?
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to share any details of an ongoing case.
Well then, what do you do for fun?
Write the textbook. Study herbalism. Collect rare plants. Solve crime.
She makes a little bit of a face at that. You find that fun?
Yes, extremely. It can be mentally and emotionally taxing. So it's very distracting. And exciting. You know,
So
a
you
level of
like
acceptable danger.
so you like distracting things.
I like things that make me think, I suppose, in certain occasions.
Hmm.
Unless thinking would be bad at that particular moment, in which case I don't. That's what the herbalism is for. Mostly mindless.
Could you tell me a bit more about it?
Herbalism?
Mhm.
What do you want to know?
I guess the most interesting plants you've come across?
Most interesting? Well, most practical is definitely green icarus. It's a painkiller, it's the primary ingredient in healing potions. It can be used as a calming draught in certain teas. And I think you'd like it too, because it's a leaf plant, but it has little gem-like things. They're bioluminescent and they're hard like stone. They're common as counterfeit pearls. And green icarus grows in warm, shallow water.
I think I've heard of that one.
It's fairly common.
A friend once told it to me.
Did you like the pearls? I'll take like a plant sample out where it has the pearls. These can be grinded into medicine. These can be steeped and boiled. And pull out the leaf.
Interesting.
Yes, for potions it requires lots of other ingredients and a specific herbalism table instead of just boiling. Some chemical reactions, some magical reactions depending on the potion and the power of the potion. You know how it is. Yeah. Herbalism.
You remind me a lot of my friend. Not
Plants
gonna lie.
into other plants.
He used to ramble on about this stuff.
You asked me to ramble on about it.
I know! But I didn't realize you'd ramble on in such detail, which I still enjoy. Because I love learning it.
Alright.
And yes, I do like the pearls. They're very pretty. I've actually never seen them before.
He'll take the pearl. They're not that useful. They're not the healing potion component, and he'll give it to you. It is hard like a pearl, but if you like cup your hand over it, it glows yellow. Very dimly, like it wouldn't be able to light things. It's just pretty.
Her eyes light up and just stares at it as she walks, cupped in her hands.
Theoretically, they can bloom, but that hasn't happened in a century or two. It's sort of rare for them to bloom. Those are the bulbs, the little light things. If they bloom, they turn into miraculous, life-giving plants that can bring someone back from the dead.
She starts to turn a little bit green in color. As she just holds it.
It's not going to grow. There are special labs in Arvin for it in the capital.
Well, I'm not surprised it wouldn't grow. It's not a seed. But it's still fascinating to look at.
You're telling a bit of an odd shade, that's all I'm saying. Not white, green. Does that mean something? Green means something, or is it just like you feeling a little ill?
Oh, green means happy.
Oh, good. I guess. Or sad.
Probably
Probably sad.
roll
Actually.
perception.
Yeah. Insight would be what it actually is.
Oh, no, perception.
Perception, okay. Better for me. 16.
You see desert plants growing wherever she steps.
Still don't think that's gonna work on that.
Probably won't. Since it's not
You
a
take
seed.
some clipping behind you. Just... Very useful. It works on all seeds.
Mostly.
Digs furiously in seed pack. I have a couple rare ones that no one's been able to get bloom ever, that I found I was given
Mm.
when I graduated my apprenticeship.
Do you place the seeds within the bloom range of Bree?
Yes.
Okay. They don't bloom that you can see.
Sometimes it just depends on the area. Like, these plants are native to the area. If we go to the area of origin, I might be able to get them to bloom.
Yeah, that's the problem. That the area of origin is sort of non-existent. There's ancient plants that are theoretically either poisons or cures for poisons of ancient times, of things that, wiped out entire empires on the map. It's fine.
Can I try it in my hand?
Sure, be careful.
Yeah. She lays it in the middle of her palm. What do I have to roll? Nature?
Nature check, sure.
$19.
Okay. These plants need looking it over. These plants, whatever this plant is, needs a very specific environment to grow in. It's not one that you're gonna find anywhere here.
Well,
What is the
Gotcha.
environment?
You can't really tell just looking at the seed.
I suppose, thank you for trying it. I'll take it, quickly scoop it back. And put it in its own plastic container, like a little tube again. And put it back in the thing. The only seed that wasn't just, lying about in, a paper bag. With labels on it.
Sorry,
No
I couldn't
labels.
make it grow.
No worries, I wasn't really expecting it to happen. I was just hoping. Curiosity, I suppose. And you did it twice, so 2 favors have been met. If that makes you feel better, or other.
Clears the debt, technically.
It does! Goes back to, clenching and unclenching his hand as he walks.
Hands over the bowl.
I'm good, thank you. I don't need another disastrous attempt.
It prevents your knuckles from getting, stiff.
There's a thing called cracking your muscles for that, cracking your fingers.
It's so bad for
Convenient.
your muscles.
Easy. Cracking your fingers is not.
I was told that it causes arthritis.
It releases air. And it can if you do it a lot. A lot. You'll probably have some unhealthy obsession or... I don't do that. Completely normal.
As you guys walk, her form shifts back into Autumn.
More antsy. Starts tripping, basically, because he can't keep up with himself.
She stops. Are you sure you're okay?
Yes, perfectly fine.
You're tripping a lot.
Well, that is how it goes. You have these things. They kind of get clogged with sand from time to time, though. Cleaning that, it's real troublemaker. So I'd rather not do it until we go to town.
It's gonna be for a while.
Yeah, that's fine. If I fall, I fall. I'll just get back up again. It's fine.
She makes a face.
Perfectly fine.
Well, If it gets to be too much, we can take a break.
I said I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you. The sand dies down to an acceptable amount. I'll take off the goggles and the mask, and I'll just keep the hood over.
Yeah,
so
it's an acceptable amount. There's
Yeah.
like barely any wind now.
She removes her makeshift goggles.
Lucky for you guys, you missed out the hottest part of the day with the sandstorm. So it is getting cool. Nice and cool.
Should we set up or keep
Are you
going?
tired?
Not really.
Me neither.
Keep going then.
Night stretches on, continues to get more antsy. That's the word, I guess. Well, every step twist the cane into the ground, stabbing the ground.
Roll insight.
Yeah.
$12.
Okay.
It's obvious. Can she have advantage?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's happening. You have advantage. Roll again. Take the higher number.
Woo. Sorry, Wi-Fi cut out.
It's fine.
Happens to the best of us.
19.
19. He seems still agitated.
There's a spark in his eyes that he now has the goggles up, but you can see that's minorly unsettling.
Is everything alright with you?
As fine as I can be, walking out in the desert. You know. Hot, cold, metal sticks touched my arm.
Do you want covers?
No.
Not even to protect your skin.
Very few. I don't have a lot of my skin showing right now. And if it gets bad, I'll just put the coverings back on. I'm plenty prepared.
You just seem to be getting more antsy, I believe is the word you used, over the course of the day.
Sometimes that happens.
Is there anything I can do to, level it out?
Nothing's ever worked before, so probably not.
So this is a problem.
I mean, it's just a thing.
Just a thing.
Yeah, mental health
No, I
problems.
don't.
It's fine.
Have you seen a therapist?
What is that?
She's like, her jaw has dropped. She is taken aback by that.
You mean a doctor specializing in psychic ailments? Yes, I have. I was not diagnosed with anything officially.
If anything officially.
No, they had some thoughts. Yeah, I'll be fine. It just takes time. Just time.
Takes time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be fine. Probably tomorrow. Probably.
You don't sound too sure about that.
I mean, it'll probably happen. It hasn't passed.
How long?
Probably usually 24 to 48 hours. That's fine.
I hate to tell you this, but it's really not.
Yeah, well, those things happen.
Well, you're right about that.
It starts filling with the crossbow bolts. Polishing them and adding poisons to them.
I should probably tell you this while we're still talking.
I doubt we're gonna go to not talking at this rate.
Well, you just went silent. And
Yeah,
I just want to keep the conversation going.
So did you. So like,
Yeah,
I figured it was
I know,
quiet time.
yeah.
And go. What did you want to say?
I get a little dangerous regarding my emotions.
That's probably not great.
It really isn't.
Do you want to describe that in more detail for me?
When I get some sort of sad, I go winter, and that can be very dangerous. I can cause frostbite if you get too close to me.
Okay, so if I feel cold around you, if I can, move away. Great. I'm glad you told me.
And do not be around me when I am. The best word I can think of is angry in this language.
Not way.
It's more of when I'm passionate or wrathful, kinda.
Yes.
I burn things.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Glad to know that now. Stands farther away from you.
Fine right now.
Well, stand too close to the fire.
I don't get angry very often. I can control my emotions. It's fine.
This like looks at you like, define control of emotions. Do you have like a off switch in there?
Kinda.
That's so much work.
No, it's not.
Can I do a religion check, please?
You can!
To see what entity she is most associated with.
Sure.
That is 24.
For our viewers, each person is associated at least a tiny bit with one entity because that's the emotion they feel the most or the strongest at points. With the 24, the way she's talking, at first it sounded like sadness and then anger, but the off switch thing.
The off switch thing, definitely the most pointed, because like the other things, everyone feels angry or sad sometimes.
Right. Yeah,
but the being able to turn it off, that's unusual.
That rings like a little, raise a red flag in your head. It sounds a little bit like Serenity.
That was my guess. How far do I think that bar is for her to have like a special ability related to it?
Depends how much she turns off her emotions. You think?
How much do I think she does that?
I mean, she mentioned it casually.
So a lot. A lot. Doesn't think that's concerning. Okay.
You find that concerning. You're surprised that she hasn't been arrested yet.
I got a level from 1 to 20. Where would I rate her entity association?
I would say since she's talking about it, 13.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's above the medium. That's
Except she does not believe in that entity.
Yeah, so Will does a slow turn and stops walking.
Something wrong?
Yeah!
What?
What are all the entities? Brisanna? Can you name that for me?
Yeah,
All of them?
all of them. Let's see. Laughter, wanting, rage, serenity, lost, the watched. These crown possibility, tears, compassion, and end.
Okay, now, I'm gonna tell you that lots of people don't turn their emotions off. They just gotta ride or die with them. What one does that sound like to you?
She shrugs.
You can't figure it based on the very simple names.
I suppose
I'll give you a
serenity.
hint. Yes, that one. Great. Which represents disconnectedness, calm, peace, and apathy. Not great. Don't do that, please.
I don't want to hurt people.
You're going to hurt someone the more you lean into it. I mean, the next time you want to go save someone, you're just apathetic about it. Watch someone die.
I still control it. I still
Right
feel
now.
feelings.
Right now, you do. But that's how the entities work. They give a little more. You feel nice at first. And then, before you know it, you're a monster.
Why is this a technique that all the gods know?
Your fae beings?
Well, my father learned it as a
Probably
technique.
probably a bad thing, actually. Probably a bad sign about your government structure. Look, I'm a detective. I've interacted with a lot of people associated with the entities, and I mean a lot. I've seen them all from A to Z. I know what Serenity looks like.
You don't want to hurt people.
Then learn control the old-fashioned way. Or something. I'm just suggesting you probably shouldn't lean into an unusual emotional ability, because that's probably bad. It's probably bad. You know? I don't mean to offend you. A lot of people have small connections to entities. I mean, you just can't avoid it. Sometimes, bad things happen. You lean on them a little more. I definitely know what it's like to lean on things. Make a small circle with one crutch.
Just didn't really think it was much of a problem.
I mean, it's probably not a big problem right now, but the more you use it, the more of a problem it will be. You know? It's like using a muscle. Every time you use it, it gets bigger, gets stronger, gets more prominent. And it's just kind of like that. Or like a parasite. The more you feed it, the more it grows.
What am I supposed to do? Just let my emotions hurt people?
I'm not a big component of Serenity. I've never... My emotions are pretty blaring, so... Serenity's not really my cup of, not associated with them, you know?
You see her start to glow a little bit.
But, I mean, no, you shouldn't hurt people, but you shouldn't be relying on something like that. Because then no matter what, you'll hurt someone. one way or the other. It's just your choice, really. Which side of the double-edged sword you use.
Still end up stabbing someone with it.
Exactly. One edge just poisoned, and the other is normal. It's up to you to decide in your mind which you think is which. Just a suggestion, obviously. You don't have to take my advice. I mean, who am I to give advice on that matter? Certainly no one qualified.
She grips the ball a bit tighter. Like, it's squishing outside the edge. Like, you know the cartoon thing where it goes like, where the eyes pop out?
Yeah.
I like that. We start to smell something burning.
I mean, if you wish not to talk about it, all you need is to ask.
It's fine. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Seems very important. And now keep an eye if you ever get too apathetic. You know how it is. And I mean, I'm not really scared of heat. We're in a desert right now.
Trying
it gets
scare you.
No, I'm telling you this not to, like, argue with you, but, like, tell you the different ways that I believe could be effective. I mean, based on what I've seen. Right? Yeah. As long as you're upfront about it, people know what form you're doing. So,
Just tell me what to do then.
well, I can't tell you what to do. That is up to you. I can't make your decisions for you. I said, you have to decide which end of the knife is poison. That's not up to me. I know what one I would choose, but
The entity's side is poison.
they're not. I mean, obviously, entity is the worst choice in my mind. But
Of course it's the worst choice.
if you know that logically,
I just don't like hurting people, okay?
that's fine. Just giving you a fair warning.
She tosses the ball away and walks ahead. You see glass forming under her feet.
Just little bits here and there.
Will turns the end of the cane sharp and stabs the ball as he walks by, and I'll like pick it up toward him. I'll carry it with the gloves and put it in a little vial for later, just in case.
It's like mostly melted, like it's compressed.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just, have a little ice around it, cool it, put a little duster on it, take the fingerprints, put it away.
You continue forward.
I mean, the
You
farther
live in
you
the-
walk ahead, the longer I fall behind, so...
You can easily just find where she went by the glints of the moonlight in the glass.
Well, not doing that. It's just walking toward town. Taking a mental note of, shoe size, deep indents, level of structure on the glass. Moment to think type shit. Yeah.
Silence falls, the winds are silent. As you continue walking to whatever the future holds. The ambient sounds in this episode are thanks to Sirenscape. Make sure to check them out at sirenscape.com. Thank you for watching!